Hi, it's Rachel. I am at the bank. I had a few things to do today. The bank, the post office. I've already been to the post office. Now I'm leaving the bank. Finally deposited, which wasn't much, my dad's final distribution of his probate. So I'm guessing that's all done. Anyway, I had to send her a receipt. A witnessed receipt showing that I indeed got the check she sent. Again, it wasn't for much, a couple $100, but a couple $100 is better than nothing. Anyway, so I'm leaving the bank now. It has been 1 week since I have been at my seasonal house, the house that I sometimes share with my ex-husband. This past week hasn't been bad. It can get stressful at times because he is the kind of person that he just pushes. It's like, you know, he's pushing and pushing me to go faster than I need to go, or faster than I can go with all of my issues with my back, the disc issues with my back, and my back hurting, and the stomach issues I've had. And everything going on as far as my health goes. I'm doing good, I think, but I have to go a little slower, and that's the downside. That's the con of being with someone who wants to do things and do them at a faster rate or a different rate than what you are willing or able to do. So that's where I'm at. I've been here 1 week. It's going pretty well. We haven't really gotten into any fights too much. Maybe one tiny itty bitty one, but for the most part we've gotten along. Everything's going great so far. Over time though, it will get it'll get more difficult, and we will start to fight. We've shared a house before, and we would, after a while, after being around each other for about a month, we'd start fighting. So I don't know. I'll have to see how it goes. If we do start fighting, or it gets too bad, and I need he needs a break and I need a break, because he does work some, but not usually. It's just the weekend, and he's got the next 3 weeks off because he takes care of an elderly person. Anyway, so he's got the next 3 weeks off. So he'll be there pretty much all the time, and I'm going to be there pretty much all the time, doing what I need to do in the house, taking care of things, and pretty much everywhere I want to go, he wants to go, which I understand. He doesn't want to be in the house because he pretty much stays at home and doesn't really go anywhere. He's just like, he just stays at home pretty much, goes out when he has to, runs errands, and then watches TV, and sleeps, and that's about it. But he too has a problem. He has a ruptured disc in his low back, so that does affect him. Anyway, but after about a month, things will start to, if it does the same thing it's done in the past, then after about a month, things will go downhill, and I will end up having to leave for a few days, week, whatever I decide. I don't plan, And in the past, I never planned. I couldn't plan. It would just be, everything would be going good, and then all of a sudden we'd start fussing, or fighting, and we would, I would do my best to hold it together, and then when things got, went downhill too much or too fast, I would just get in the car and I would leave. And that's one reason that I keep everything I need inside my car, with the exception of I do have my bag with my toothbrush and toothpaste and all of that inside the house, but I don't take anything out. I just, if I leave, all I need is, whatever I can stuff into my purse and into my my toothbrush bag, and that's it, or my cosmetic bag, and that's it. Because if I do any more than that, if I start taking things out, then I've got to try to, put everything together and get it in my car, make sure I've got it, and I don't want to do that. I've never done that. When he and I first divorced, when we tried to share a house, never did that. Never ever did it. Anyway, yesterday I straightened everything out. I took all my pants out of my car, out of the trunk, out of my duffel bags and my go bags, and replaced it with capris. And you know, I wear tank tops all the time now, even in the winter time, but I changed it out and took my pants out because it's getting hot now and I won't need pants, not in the summer. So I replaced it with my capris. I don't do too many pairs of shorts. I don't really do shorts at all because a lot of times I go places and it's cooler. You know, it's cooler at night and it gets too cool for pants. So I I mean too cool for shorts, I mean. And so I don't do shorts. I just do pants and capris. They work pretty well. The capris can also be rolled up, you know, rolled up to the knees. So you know, that works. Anyway, like I was saying, I don't take everything out of my car because I want everything in my car so that if things go downhill and I have to leave, and I have to leave fairly quickly, then I can just get in my car and I can leave without, you know, trying to make sure I've got everything in my car. I mean, for most people, you know, they don't have everything in their car. They have everything in their house. You know, and then if they need to leave or they want to go somewhere, they got to pack it and do all, you know, get ready and pack it. I don't do that. Never have. Haven't done that in 12 years. Everything stays in my car mostly. Let me take that back. Not everything. Right now I have right now I got more outfits than I need. I ended up, I think, with 14 or 15 outfits, which is too many. But for me, that's 2 weeks worth of clothing without having to do laundry. So that's what I'm shooting for. Because if I do less, and I have tried to do it, I've tried to do less where I'm doing maybe 7 or 8 outfits, and I'm not going to do laundry once a week while I'm on the road, out exploring, taking pictures, doing things of that nature. So I end up, you know, I'll end up going to Walmart or going places and buying more clothing, and I don't want to do that because I have plenty. So I got about 14 outfits, you know, in my car, and that'll be enough. Anyway, plus the outfit I'm wearing. Anyway, plus I have my my toothbrush and my cosmetic bag or toothbrush bag is inside the house, but that's all I would need to take with me, plus my purse. I have my tennis shoes and my enclosed shoes in the car, and then I bought a pair of shoes, like house shoes or sandals, like, you know, to wear around the house. So I've literally got everything I need in my car. Clothing, underclothes, my cosmetic bag is of course in the house, but I would bring that with me in my purse. And my dental guard, I have a dental guard which I keep in the house, but that would have to go into my bag. I also have all of my face creams, everything I need, my headbands. I like to carry a few headbands and a few scarves, you know, and everything I need. It's all inside my car. My comforters, literally nothing comes out of my car except for my cosmetic bag, which has my toothbrush in it. That's it. That's the only thing coming out of my car. Everything else, masks, everything else I need is inside the car. So if things go south and I take off, I've got everything I need. I've been having to do this for a long time. It started a long time ago when my ex-husband and I were first together, and he would go on a drunk, you know, he would get drunk and I would end up having to leave. Right now he's sober, and he's been sober for a while, so hopefully, you know, that's going to hold at least for a while. I know him. Eventually he'll want to drink beer, and then he'll get sober, and he'll stay sober for months and months and months. You know, maybe 6 months he'll stay sober, and then all of a sudden one day something will happen and he'll want to start drinking, and then boom, that's it. You know, then I end up leaving. There are also times when, you know, we'll get into it just because we can't stand to be around each other anymore. That's the downside of being around people all the time. And then things will go south, and he'll just start fighting with me, and then I'll leave. I'll end up having to leave because I don't want to put up with, you know, him yelling or hollering or whatever, you know, and he know, you know, and I think when he wants me to leave, that's what he does. He starts acting really bad, so I leave. And whenever he wants to take the futon from me. So far, he hasn't given me any grief about the futon. He bought the futon initially for me, he said, and then he kind of And then he made like a big joke and said, no, you know, kind of changed it up and said, no, it's mine, you know, this is not for you. And of course at that time, you know, I just, okay, you know, I didn't argue with him. I just said, okay, you know, and I left in my car and I said, that's it, fine, you know, you don't want me to have it, I'll just leave, you know, I'll leave and I'll just, you know, be in my car. And you know, and that's what I've been doing since the accident, you know, because initially the futon was supposed to be for me. He turned around, changed everything up so that I wouldn't have it initially. And then I just left, and I've been, you know, just somewhere else, you know, just out traveling. Like I said before, I've been out on the Blue Ridge Parkway. I've been, I was in South Carolina. Now it's too hot. It's going to get way too hot. There's no way I'm going to South Carolina in the summer. But I was in other places in North Carolina, Tennessee. If I end up leaving at some point in the summer, and I know I will, I'm not going to Tennessee. Tennessee was extremely hot last year. More than likely, I went to Virginia last year. So it'll probably be back to Virginia. I'm thinking about West Virginia as well as Kentucky. You know, I did that last year, even in my Ford Focus, and it had a lot of miles. So I'm not that worried, you know. I'm in another car, you know, bought it with 43,000 miles, so I'm not that worried. Now it's got 48,000. But, you know, the other day he was complaining about that and complaining how many miles I'd already racked up on it. And, you know, and initially I left because he didn't want, you know, he bought the futon, then said no and didn't want to let me have it. So I just left. I said, you know, what else am I going to do? You know, I'm just going to, you know, be in my car. I'm just going to travel, be in my car, you know, until the boat is done. Because at that time the boat wasn't, the remodel work, renovations on the boat were not done. So I had to wait. Anyway, I believe they are now done, and I'll talk about that later. And I'll talk about that again when I go back. I actually go back to the Outer Banks and I actually go back to the boat. But right now I'm in this area for physical therapy, doctor's appointments, and there's other business as well. So anyway, that said, the only reason I'm on the futon now is because after I got my second COVID vaccine, I came to the house and I was so sick. I told him, I said, listen, you know, he was on the futon, and I said, listen, and he hadn't even bought sheets or anything for it yet, but I've decided sheets are not a good idea, because I had to pad it with comforters. He bought like a pad or something to go over it, and then I had to add, and he also bought a comforter to go on it. So because it was cold, it was kind of cold when I came a week ago, and I bought another comforter to pad it to try to make it a little better for sleeping, because my back does hurt a little bit, does hurt when I get up some. I'm gonna look at the thrift store today maybe and look and see if I can find another comforter to pad it up. Maybe, you know, if I can find one more comforter, I think that would definitely be good. If I found two, great, but definitely I want to find at least one more to maybe pad it up just a little more. But anyway, after the COVID vaccine, I came to the house. He was laying on the futon. I said, listen, and I was so sick I could barely walk. It was all I could do to drive. And I just told him, I said, listen, you have to get up. I am so sick. I can't stand. I can't walk. And, you know, and there's no way that I can, you know, I knew as sick as I was, there was no way that I could lay in the floor. And there's nothing in the floor, no padding or anything. Now I have my fitness pad, but that's not enough. One little tiny skinny fitness pad on top of a hardwood floor is not enough. And I didn't even have that. So I just told him, I said, listen, you have to get up. I've got to lay down. And then I was so sick, I stayed in bed for the next 24 hours. And the next day, of course, a few days after that, 2 or 3 days after that, I went to the thrift store and I found another comforter to put on it. So a few days later, I got the, it's like a really, I don't know, paisley kind of comforter, paisley, flowery paisley type comforter, very thick. It is a nice thick one, and I would like to put another one on top of it, partly to pad it and partly to maybe keep it a little cleaner, because I'm not going to be washing that one right away. It's very thick, very kind of big, so I'll probably have to take it to the laundromat to wash. Anyway, so that's kind of how I ended up on the futon. Now during the day he'll lay down on the futon and sleep. Sometimes during the day he has a cot, which he said he really likes. But during the day he'll lay on the futon, and then sometimes at night he'll lay on it until I'm ready to go to bed. Usually, you know, I won't ask for the futon until I'm sleepy, you know, and I'm ready to go to sleep. So far, we need more furniture. We only have the patio chairs. And so far, though, I've been doing okay with the patio chairs, you know. The other day, it was amazing. I actually sat, I think we watched one movie early in the day on Prime called Piranha. And then a little bit later, I watched another movie, which I hooked up to my phone, Joyride, and I streamed that one from Tubi TV directly from my phone, so I wouldn't be using hotspot. Sat in the chair, you know, watched that. And then I think we started watching, well, I started to watch something else, and then we decided to stop, go run our errands. And then that night we came home and I watched another show, another movie called Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage on Tubi TV, streaming from my hotspot. Anyway, and I sat there through 3 movies and really didn't hurt that bad. I mean, usually I start to hurt, but so I don't know what the difference is. Maybe I'm a little, you know, but before I wasn't as relaxed. Maybe I'm more relaxed, because before I wasn't that relaxed. I would just, you know, watch two or three episodes of something on TV, and then I would be like, okay, I gotta go, you know, I gotta get in my car and I gotta go. I would eat and then go, okay, I gotta get in my car and go. Well, and then one night I sat on, I think I talked about this in another video, I sat on the futon, propped up against the pillows, which really helped. Watched Bad Grandmas that day, which I ran directly from my phone, not on hotspot. Anyway, so I'm really surprised that I didn't hurt that as much as I thought I would that day. However, I was getting up and I was moving around a lot. I drank, I think, coffee that day, so I was moving around a lot. Let's see, what else? Moving around, having to go to the bathroom a lot. So, and every time that I had to go to the bathroom, I would run to the kitchen, and I would wash a couple dishes, or wash a dish. I would straighten something up, come sit back down. You know, it's amazing. Probably an hour-and-a-half movie of Joyride took me probably 2 hours or over 2 to get through. But I was getting up and moving around, so I think that's part of it. I was more relaxed. I was getting up. I was moving around. And during the day, I try not to sit in that chair and watch TV during the day. I try to do things that need to be done. If I need to do stuff, I do it. If I want to do a video, I go to my car and do the video. Sometimes I do the video sitting on the futon if he's not there. But I like to do my videos in private and without him bugging me. So anyway, like I said, I'm here at the bank, and I thought I would just do a short video, which is probably about 20 minutes. Anyway, I thought I'd do a short video here at the bank as I'm leaving the bank, and just talk about a little bit about being in the house, which I have. So far, I haven't really done the pros and cons. I haven't been in the house long enough to do the pros and cons yet. I'll have to be in the house for about a month with my ex-husband, then come back and do pros and cons. But anyway, for right now, everything is going okay. I had coffee this morning, so I'm still running a mile a minute. I'm headed back to the house now. I want to go to the Goodwill and stop by the grocery store and get a couple more things, and then come back and finish laundry and watch a movie. So I hope everyone has a good week. God bless. Peace.